Have you ever caught yourself staring at someone else and thinking, I wish I looked like that, or I wish I had what they have? But what if everything you wish you could change about yourself is actually what makes you remarkable? What if the quirks you try to hide, the scars you cover up, the mistakes you replay late at night, are not flaws, but a chapter in the story you are still writing? And what if the parts you've spent so long trying to erase are the very keys to your freedom? This is a reflection on that possibility. If you've ever felt the weight of comparison or the pressure to be perfect, you may find at the end of this a renewed perspective, a chance to see yourself more clearly than ever before. We live in a culture built on the illusion of perfection. Every scroll through social media is a highlight reel. Filtered faces, curated lives, polished personas. A steady stream of images whispering the same false idea. You are not enough. Your body isn't lean enough. Your smile isn't straight enough. Your achievements aren't impressive enough. Your life isn't exciting enough. And your timeline isn't fast enough. But when we strip away the surface, we begin to see. Imperfection is the truest form of beauty. Not the flawless kind, but the real, the raw, the deeply human. Because behind every flawless photo is a real person. Flawed, complex, wonderfully unfinished. And that is where the beauty lives. Not in the polish, but in the presence. The culture of perfection doesn't live in silence. It lives in the noise, in the endless comparisons, and the pressure to keep up. It's the internal voice that says, you'll be worthy once you've fixed everything that's broken. Striving for perfection is like chasing the horizon. You keep running, and it never gets closer. Maybe what we are longing for isn't this at all. Maybe it's peace. In a small village in ancient China, a water bearer carried 2 large pots each day. Suspended from a pole across his shoulders, one pot was flawless, perfectly crafted, and always delivered a full portion of water. The other pot had a crack down its side and leaked along the path. By the time the water bearer reached home, it was only half full. This went on for years. The cracked pot, ashamed of its flaw, finally spoke one day. "I'm sorry," it said. "I failed you. Because of my imperfection, you get less water. I'm broken." The water bearer smiled and replied, "Did you notice the flowers along your side of the path? I knew about your crack, so I planted seeds along that side. Every day as we walk, you watered them, and now I gather those flowers to brighten our home. If you had been perfect, there would be no beauty along that road." History tells the story of a cracked pot, once ashamed of the water it spilled. What it couldn't see was the trail wildflowers blooming in its wake. What if the things you see as mistakes are the very things watering beauty into the world? Think about nature. The most beautiful things are rarely symmetrical. The gnarled tree, the cracked stone, the uneven shoreline. We don't call them broken. We call them beautiful. Why is it so hard to do the same for ourselves? Maybe it's time we offered the same grace to our own reflection. Your perceived imperfections Whether emotional, social, physical, or spiritual, aren't your weaknesses. They are the brushstrokes of your becoming, the texture of your story, the thread that makes your life unlike anyone else's. They don't subtract from your value. They add depth and remind others they are not alone. Sometimes all it takes is hearing someone else speak their truth to feel the quiet spark of recognition. I know how you feel. Imagine if that was our cultural foundation, not one of perfection and performance, but of truth and connection. Real connection doesn't come through the unflawed. It happens in the cracks, in the honest moments when we drop the performance and speak from the heart. Self-acceptance is not a catchphrase. It's a quiet rebellion. It is choosing compassion in a world that profits from your insecurity. It means looking in the mirror and seeing a whole person, not a project to fix, but a life to celebrate. Growth doesn't come from shame. It blooms in honesty, from knowing you are worthy, not in spite of your flaws, but because of them. Your scars, proof you survived. Your mistakes, lessons dressed in real clothes. You are not broken, you are becoming. Life is a tapestry, 1,000 threads, tangled, shining, and frayed. But step back and you'll see, nothing was wasted. Not one thread out of place. The missed chances, the heartbreaks, the wrong turns. They don't ruin the picture, they create it. They give it movement, depth, and texture. It's not perfection that makes us human. It's presence, it's courage, and it's truth. You are not just a work in progress. You're a whole work in motion. And that, just as it is already enough.